Hello and welcome to my new series, The Toolbox, where I aim to showcase some of the most amazing mods and assets I use in my games and builds. In each episode, I'll give a quick rundown of a new mod or asset, including a link to download in full and credit to the talented creators who made it. I'll also share some of the tips and tricks for using these tools and show you how I've incorporated them into my own projects. So if you're looking to add some new mods to your own collection or just want to see what's out there, join me as I explore the amazing mods and assets that the community has to offer. In today's episode, we take a look at the Freestyle Platforms mod for Transport Fever 2 by Lawless. I believe that's how you say it. The Freestyle Platform mod allows you to create a number of different style platforms in any shape you want, which makes it an awesome addition to any mod list. If you're into making stations with multiple exits, entrances, or stations above ground, and want to do that without having to build two different named stations, then this, in my opinion, is the best tool to get that kind of job done. In front of us is Wilson Junction Station on my UK-inspired rail network build. I've recently used this mod to create the upper part of the station. Not only is it on a bridge over the lower platforms, it's also curved. This was something I had been looking for ages, and thanks to a comment on one of my build videos, we were able to grab the mod and build it. So let's swing over to a different part of the map where I try and voice over me having a little play with this mod and showing a few different station styles. So now we're at the less scripted part. This part is me talking over what I actually did with the mod and how I got it to work. So we're going to kick off with two straight bits of track. Now my advice would be, if you wanted to see a length of platform, my advice would be to lay a normal platform next to it. You choose the size and then lay the track obviously alongside. And then we're going to use the platforms that are in the track section that come with the mod itself. I think in this part, I de-electrify them. You don't have to if you're going to make a platform, but I'm just showing you in examples sometimes because I don't use them as proper platforms. Then we go into the waypoint section. Now, as it suggests, use the tracks there in the direction you want the platform to be, and then you link up the one that you want the platform to be next to it, and it will take a couple of minutes, or a couple of seconds, shall I say, a couple of minutes, and it will become a platform. You can name it what you want after then. I've just called it free. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to do the same again with the lower part in the opposite direction, as that's what direction I want that platform to be. Again, two tracks and then two on the platforms. Couple of seconds and pop. That's asking if you want that to join the other one. So you can have two separate platforms and name them individually there. But most of the time you're going to want to connect them. So that's just asking you, do you want this platform to join that one to become one? Now I think I'm going to show you how we do a curved station. Yeah, so I'm going to line up a little bit more of that platform along the side, and then I'm going to curve it off. And I'm not sure where I end it, about there. So it's like it's a great way of using a bit of platform if you wanted to obviously maximize space. And some platforms are actually like this in real life, where they curve away and you can get it curving away in the direction you want it before it's actually left the station. Same again, I'm doing exactly the same, just on a curve, and that's the most awful curve I've ever seen there. And this is just, obviously I was just doing it quickly. I would never use a curve like that, how dare I? And then I think, if we're waiting for it, there we go, and we use the tracks again, same direction, and with the platforms again, that direction again. Ta-da! Nope, I've done that one wrong, so I'm editing it. There we go. One that way, and one that way. There we go. Better. And again, it's asking me to join. You can do not join, and you can have two separate stations if you wanted. I'm asking that to join again, and then it extends on to the next platform. I'm not sure here if you can do this all in one go, so you can do all the routes in one go, so you can place all the bits in one go. I'm doing it separately because I find it a little bit safer. I know what I've done, and joining it again, and pop there. I've also cut a bit there as well. I'm just going to demonstrate here. This is going to go over the top of the current station, and we're going to show you how we can link up the station across the top. So we're adding two bits of track again, two bridge sections, and then we're going to add the platform along it. If you've noticed as well, I'm also using the third rail mod for this, something I like to use for a lot of underground stations, and I think that's a piece of track that I used in a practice session earlier that I'm just sneakily deleting there. But this is, with the third rail, track. Just showing you that it's quite handy, because I know a lot of platforms and a lot of platforms that we like to use with modded tracks don't always work out, or they don't always work, or we get the internal error. Great thing about this mod is it appears, as far as I'm aware, to be able to use all the different modded tracks alongside it as well, which is quite nice. So you're going to have with that, obviously with that track, it's electrified, but we don't have no overheads because the current comes from the third rail. And we're going to wait for that to pop again, and it did, and we accept that to join the platform below, and the same again with that platform. And pop, join. Ta-da! There we go. So we got one big platform, which, you know, obviously it's just a mod, but you can do a lot. We'd be quite creative with it if you wanted a curved platform, a couple of curved platforms. I guess you could go crazy with this. Now I'm just adding a street connection to the upper platform. So if you go into the configure station, it does come with some nice little street connections. Obviously I've placed that bridge a little bit too high, so it's raised the terrain up there. But being this just a demo vid, it doesn't really matter. I'm not really looking for prettiness in this, but I'm just showing you how you can connect the two platforms together, or of how I've used it so far on my own build. And then I've also added a staircase to go with that, for an exit off the other platform. It looks like I'm going to do a bit of smoothing now, because I'm not entirely happy with that, even though it really doesn't matter for this demonstration. And then we're going to connect it up with a little bit of path, so our little sims can go up and down. Then we can highlight the platform, and there we have it, guys. There we have it. An over-under curved station using the Freestyle platform mod. What I'll do is I'll put a link to the author and a download link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to drop a like on it. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon.